Mhm.
And I think, when you went from being 75% full with leads, you really didn't have to market.
Right.
Now you have to,
Yeah,
and it's a different game.
absolutely. That's our right. That's our whole existence.
Right.
So
Correct.
yeah. So what actually we'll jump into that because that's a question that's I've been trying to figure out, and I feel like you'd be a great person to answer it. Is what is the average percentage spend that you saw for centers for marketing? What's the band, or obviously depends on how aggressive they want to grow. But a lot of them were spending for marketing. I know what I've seen, but curious what you
I
saw on
would,
that end.
what at Brunswick, when we had 110 centers, we spent about 4% of our gross revenue in
Okay,
marketing.
yeah, it's right
And
around it. Yeah,
yeah, and we were doing $250 million in sales in 100 centers.
right.
And so 4% of that, some centers spent less, some centers spent more. I
Hmm.
would say today, anywhere from 4 to 6%
Hmm.
you should spend, but it should be targeted, meaning,
Absolutely. Mhm.
meaning what's your focus? Are you
Right.
focusing on families? Are you focusing on adult leagues? Are you focusing on birthday parties? Are you focusing on cosmic bowling? Okay. I
Mhm.
mean, and that is one thing that that the message has to be consistent, and you have to spend towards that focus.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, and I've seen centers that don't spend hardly anything on marketing, and they get in trouble because they
Mhm.
don't think they have to,
Right.
and that's not the answer.
Right.
And so, some people, if they're doing $2 million in revenue, and they're saying, well, 4%, that's $80,000 a year in marketing. That's a lot.
Mhm.
And you may say it may be a lot, but you still want to drive your $2 million business to 2,122. So it's the right thing to do to keep.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, and there's, the other way to look at it is how aggressive you want to be is kind of where you would shift that number up and down. If you're really aggressive, you'd be more like 4 or 5, or 6,
Mhm.
7, 8%. The other way I
Yeah.
look at it is it's almost like that old saying, like dress for the job you want, not the job you have.
Mhm.
Spend marketing at a rate of the size of the revenue you want, not the revenue you have. Same philosophy.
Correct. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
great. I mean, because your marketing is going to drive your revenue. Okay.
Right.
And the thing is that you've got to be able to have enough guts to spend that money, especially in the seasonal business of the bowling center in the Midwest, where you do all your revenue from September until April, and then May, June, July, and August it's so slow. Well, a lot of times in my centers we spend on the majority of our marketing in May, June, July, August to
Mhm.
drive people in because we have such lane availability.
Right.
Okay, and people think, well, that people aren't going to come in because the weather's nice, but you can still do it. I mean,
Mhm.
you can still, drive people into your center through different promotions.
Yep.
Okay. And I think that's something that you look back at your lane availability and say, if I'm really busy from December, January, February, and March, why would I spend that much money in marketing?
Right.
Because my lane
Exactly.
availability is so small. But
Right.
then when you get into May, June, and July, and August, and you can blow a cannon through your bowling center, it's like, maybe I should spend a lot more money on marketing.
Hey, did you like this video? Great. We make 5 of them a week. Subscribe to get more and to keep learning about what's working in the bowling industry. I'll talk to you then.